All right, last but not least, Friday Night SmackDown. We saw Roman Reigns come out, cut out another promo. I love this promo, Richard, as far as he's speaking.
It took the first 15, 20 minutes of the show to get past video packages and promos.
I know, it took a long time to get some matches going. Yeah. But I like the delivery here as far as he's talking, but he's not shouting. And he's delivering a menacing message here. And I like that about him. And that's about this character work. Ultimately, Paul Heyman jumps on the microphone and, says Adam Pearce is a puss for not for getting out of the match, having Kevin Owens come in, and ultimately challenges Adam Pearce to a match later in the night. So, and we'll talk more about the finish there. But yeah, going back to earlier when I did say I was a little worried that the women's tag titles were not getting enough attention on Raw. Keep in mind, they do go from brand to brand. We see Asuka and Charlotte show up on SmackDown.
Stellar tag team match.
Yeah, they actually defeat the Riot Squad, but as you said, great match here. It was not title, but yeah, Billie Kay once again dressed like a little bit of a punk rocker as best she could. Gets like involved. Avril Lavigne. Yeah, cuts or costs the Riot Squad the match. Yeah, they had the promo backstage, and she's like, "Oh, I'll help you guys. You're both in the Royal Rumble match. I'll help you. Do well in that." Like she's really sorry, and she's trying to make good on this. But Riot Squad said, "Nah, we're done with you. Peace." So I feel so bad for Billie Kay now.
I know.
Like I hope maybe I'm like, how can they fix this? How can Billie Kay win back Riot Squad's trust? So that's something to look forward to.
I think she needs to update her resume.
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. We see Daniel Bryan come out talking about the Royal Rumble. He wants a rematch with Cesaro, but Cesaro more or less said, I beat you already. I'm not going to challenge you again, which is great as a heel. He's like, I won already. I don't need to do this again. He says, I'd rather face someone else. Dolph Ziggler comes out and challenges him. Great match here between Dolph and Cesaro here. I mean, I was happy to see these two go at it.
Yeah. It was. I mean, shit. Look at them. They're both phenomenal athletes. So
exactly.
It's just ridiculous.
And then next up, we saw Sasha Banks take on Reginald, who's sommelier. Is that the term right for Carmella?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay. So this match here, what'd you think of this match here? Sasha Banks taking on Reginald in an intergender match.
I hated it.
Why'd you hate it?
Yeah.
Number one, I am not a fan of intergender wrestling whatsoever in any way, shape, or form. This looked like two Americans practicing lucha libre. It was like this felt like something that you would see at the Performance Center, not televised.
Our buddy Kenny texted me. He said he thought it was way too choreographed.
Yes.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I didn't care for it. This is why I couldn't get behind the Tessa Blanchard, Sami Callihan thing from Impact, because I was kind of chiming in on that, and then until I saw like some backstage brawl between the two of them, and it felt like I hit this, then move this way, then duck this way. Like it's all too crisp looking. Like they've gone over it too many times.
Yeah, it was like really smooth, like too smooth to be like a grudge.
Yeah.
But Reginald,
that goes back to what I said earlier with The Undertaker being right about certain things. Like that is part of it. It's like it is too clean looking. It takes you out of your suspension of disbelief at that point.
That these people hate each other and want to beat the crap out of each other.
Yeah, but you can tell that they've been spending all day with each other working this thing out.
It was extremely choreographed and scripted out. But I guess Reginald, I think Corey Graves mentioned that he used to work at actual Cirque du Soleil. So that kind
he's very athletic, but
very ballerina-like.
I don't care.
So anyway, I mean, it's probably going to lead to...
Can he take a body slam from Bruiser Brody?
Or Terry Funk.
Yeah. A pile driver from Terry Funk?
Yeah. But so it's probably going to lead Sasha Banks to take on Carmella at Royal Rumble, if I had to guess. So anyway, we'll see.
Yeah, that's... it's so hard to pick things for the Royal Rumble because... there's these people that you want to see have matches, but there's also like, well, if they're in a match, they're probably not going to be in the Rumble match. So it's like, damn it.
Yeah. But I mean, from them, like Carmella, I think she'd rather have a chance to go for the title that night instead of going through 29 other competitors. So I get that. But no, anyway, yeah, no, it was extremely choreographed. Like, okay, like I respect the athleticism and how smooth everything was. But then I'm like, this is way too non-believable. So I'm with you. It was way too over-the-top choreographed. All right, next up, we saw Big E against Apollo Crews. Unfortunately, it ended in no contest for the IC title, but still a great match, though.
Yeah, Apollo's hitting his stride right now. It's really nice to see.
And also, we saw Sami Zayn earlier tonight handcuff himself to the ring wall.
Barricade
earlier tonight, protesting. I like his protesting. So I like how throughout the night wrestlers keep walking by him and he's out there. He's protesting with this sign. So, the conspiracy theory. But he unhandcuffs himself and interferes in the match. So do you think, I guess it's going to lead to a triple threat at Royal Rumble now? That's what I'm ultimately assuming.
Probably.
Because Sami Zayn, he had that great triple threat match with AJ and Jeff. Was it SummerSlam? So maybe they want to try to recreate that magic. That's my guess of why they're probably going to do that. And so next up, probably the least entertaining, boring match of the night. King Corbin taking on Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah.
King Corbin dominated.
Yeah, but I think that's good. Because, look, Dominic has had a, dream run so far.
Yeah,
he's had these great matches with this person, that person. He's not going to have those every night, and I think that's what this was. Just kind of like, hey, get used to this because you're going to have a lot more of these coming up.
Well, then, so after he loses, he's talking to his dad, and his dad's like, "Follow, trust me." But he didn't. So what happened to this mystery person that they were going to help him out? Is it
we don't know yet.
Well, see, that's the thing. It's like they didn't acknowledge it still. So I was wondering. I hope it's not dead in the water.
No.
I hope they still bring it back. So. We'll see how it goes. But do you think after this storyline, do you think Dominic, I don't know if I asked this already to you, do you think Dominic needs to go to NXT and just be his own thing down there?
No, if he stays with his dad, because I do know that Ray wants to win the tag team titles with Dominic, you can get a lot of learning out of just tagging with someone with more experience. I mean, that's, going back to our conversation about the Ruthless Aggression era taking a backseat because a lot of the guys from the Attitude Era left, had a lot of the guys from the Attitude Era left and tagged with some of the newer guys coming up, or, they would have got that rub from the more experienced person. So, shit, I mean, his dad's Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
And if you're going to wrestle Lucha Libre, who better to tag with?
Yeah. Well, speaking of tag titles, also, Street Profits, they wanted a rematch. Sonya Deville said no. Let's other tag teams get a chance. You rest your leg. You have a leg injury. I don't want you to wrestle now.
I wasn't a fan of that.
Really? You're not. I was kind of like, okay, maybe fresh matchups.
I thought it was really lame that Sonya Deville said that you're 2-time Slammy Award winners. That should mean something. And it's like, doesn't mean shit. They shouldn't get a title match because they won Slammy Awards.
Yeah.
Like, how is that any different than, hey, you won a Nickelodeon award, you deserve a title match? Like, what? Yeah. No.
I mean, I guess the one bright side is like, okay, maybe we're getting some fresh matchups with the SmackDown tag titles with the Dirty Dogs, Ziggler and Rude. But it's like, what other tag teams do you have to challenge them? That's the problem. The tag division on SmackDown and Raw are very thin. So it's like, okay, I respect, like, okay, you're going to sit this one out. I don't want you to get re-hurt. But, like, who else you're going to have to kind of, kill time until Street Profits heal up and can
Otis
challenge.
and Gable.
I guess. Which, okay. Oh, I forgot to mention that. So Bianca Belair defeats Bayley in that Ultimate Athlete Obstacle Course Challenge. I kind of enjoyed it. I
enjoyed it. I thought it was very entertaining.
I was hoping it was going to be pre-recorded elsewhere outside of the venue. And that way they could kind of really have fun with the editing and make it really funny. But
Where are they going to have it at? The Capitol Wrestling Center?
I don't know, somewhere, but I enjoyed it. Bailey, which I was like surprised how slow she was taking the whole thing, but then Bianca, she's like, we're gonna EST it, and like had the extra.
I love that, and she dominated it.
Yes. I know. So it's like when Bailey thought she was gonna get one over, like as a heel over Bianca Belair, the babyface, Bianca still crushed it, and I laughed when Chad Gable said, "Nah, I'm not gonna be the one I'm not the one you have to carry."
Otis
comes out. He's like, "Oh yeah," but Bianca, she had no problem lifting him.
She picked him up with ease.
Damn. I can only imagine. Does Bianca carry Montez Ford around the house too? Like
probably easily
throws him around.
He's probably into that.
Yeah.
No, I thought that was great. It turned out really great. I mean, those segments can go wrong very quickly. This one was handled very well. So props to them.
And then Bailey jumps her afterwards, throws a basketball in her stomach, and just starts pounding her. It was great.
And exactly, I'm like, okay, bam, this is going to lead to a match finally, like a proper, like it's been a nice slow burn. I know they had one match.
And she did it perfectly where if you were looking at Bailey's face, she looks embarrassed that she lost the way she lost.
Yeah.
So like when she has her outburst, she just looks like a brat.
Exactly.
Like it wasn't like she had planned that the whole time. It was like, it was just like, oh my God, I just lost. Like, F this, and then attack.
Yeah, so it's great stuff, character building for both of them, so it's going to be good. All right, last but not least, I guess you can call it main event or the last segment of the night. Yeah. So we think it's going to be Adam Pearce taking on Paul Heyman. Adam Pearce comes out, with those sweatpants and
his WWE tracksuit.
Takes it off. He's still buffed up. Former NWA World Heavyweight Champion.
Scrap iron.
Paul Heyman comes out. We start putting tape on his hands. I'm like, oh crap! Paul Heyman ready to throw down. Get a little ECW vibe out of him.
He's wearing his suit.
I know that's the only thing. It was like, oh, the suit's obvious. He's not gonna actually do anything. Yeah. Starts walking up the steps. Like, oh, my knee. He falls, and he's like, oh, I can't wrestle. So it's just returning the favor to Adam Pearce. Roman Reigns comes out, and this is my replacement for Paul Heyman.
If you ever want to see a really bad match, go on the WWE Network and look up Paul Heyman versus Jim Cornette in a tuxedo match. It's the worst thing you'll ever see.
Yes, this is way back in 1989. This was Clash of the Champions or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's terrible.
Yeah,
they're just
I know what you're talking about.
Blubbery people like girl fighting in the middle of the ring trying
Cornette
to address
has talked
each
about
other.
this so many times on his podcast about how bad this match was.
Cat fight. So Roman Reigns comes out and he's laying into Adam Pearce. I think Adam Pearce got one shot in. I was kind of hoping he was going to get a few more shots in. I was kind of hoping that, but Roman just dominates, and then he takes it outside, goes back alongside the Thunderdome screens. But then sure enough, Kevin Owens makes the save. We see the promo earlier tonight where he's like says, I can't, he's doing like a selfie video. He's like, I can't, they won't allow me into the arena. Paul Heyman pulled some strings, but he talks about the tattoos on his fingers or his knuckles. Each are the initials of both his grandfather and both his mom and dad's side, and wish they were alive to see him succeed in WWE. I thought it was a great promo. I just wish it was in front of an audience or in front of Roman to really sell it home.
I gotta say, WWE has really done a good job of making me want to see Kevin Owens beat Roman Reigns for the belt.
Right? Yeah, absolutely.
Muffins.
So, but yeah, Kevin Owens comes in, makes the save, and starts beating the crap out of Roman. Yeah. Like, Roman hasn't got his ass kicked too much since he's been back. But yeah, he pop-up power bombs him on the table, and Kevin
multiple stunners.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Kevin Owens is standing tall at the end of SmackDown. I mean, I highly doubt Kevin's going to win the Universal title at Royal Rumble, but as you said, it's really, they're doing a great job building up that emotional attachment to Kevin Owens and really believe that he's going to beat the crap out of Roman Reigns here, and I'm all for it. Mm-hmm. Good stuff here. So, all right, great episodes of WWE TV this week. Once again, a lot of entertaining stuff.